Good morning. It's Wednesday, December 6th, and I feel like we've been on a roll. Dario, DRIO, hit our target to the penny yesterday. We'll talk about that in an interview we had with the CEO yesterday. But first, quick look at the macro. There was some data out. In fact, let's go look at that data. Economic data out this morning that seems to be moving markets. ADP, national employment forecast 130, actual 103. So that means that's bad news, right? Bad news is good news as far as it comes to rates. That story is going to change eventually. All right. Once the market gets too heated, then bad news will become bad news. But for now, we're still in this phase of interest rate expectations going down. So that economic data that came out this morning is giving TLT a boost, as you can see there. And that's giving RK, it should be giving RK and IWM a boost. There you see 1.3%. It was a pretty big miss by ADP. So folks are excited about that. So economic data impacting TLT, bonds and rates. Bonds and rates impacting RK and IWM, as you see, disproportionately over the larger stocks this morning, QQQ and SPY. That's the story. Gold also benefiting from lower expectation of lower rates. All right, that's the story. Let's move it. Actually, let's look at the ER list before we go to our top picks. So today, after the close, we have some big names reporting. We have AI, we have Chewy, we have GameStop. Tomorrow, and I don't really play earnings. I don't own any of those unless it's a long-term pick. I do own SWBI though. SWBI has earnings tomorrow, and the thesis is the Israel-Gaza war and Americans, definitely the Jewish community, but even across the southern border, arming up with guns. SWBI tomorrow. This will be the first time we're going to get good data since October 7th. So we've had RGR earnings. We've had POWW earnings, but both of these occurred just a couple weeks after the war started with not much data coming in. If you recall, RGR is a gun manufacturer, and for them, they did acknowledge that they've heard there's increase in demand, but it didn't hit them yet. They're the manufacturer because the increased demand was, at the retail level, at the wholesale level, distributor level, and didn't hit the manufacturers yet. It was only a couple weeks after the war. POWW actually did start impacting them already with the increased ammunition sales. So now SWBI is going to have more time than anyone, 2 months of data since the war started. So the war, the quarter ended end of September 30th. So they're not going to have data. It's not going to impact the quarter they're about to report tomorrow, but they could be really a good guidance above analyst estimates on SWBI. So I've owned common shares of this since roughly since the war began. And I may take a look at this possibly for some stock options later today. All right. So into earnings. Might do an earnings bet. We'll have to look at that. That's SWBI. Then we had earnings on. I didn't look closely at these earnings, but you can see if you're interested, take a look at them. I think Unfi reported this morning. YXT last night, they missed. I think they were supposed to make 7 cents and they were flat. Their guidance is roughly flat with the analyst estimates down 16%. Sentinel beat. Didn't take a close look. It looks very expensive. I did see like the revenue forecast beat was just a modest beat, but the stock's up 17%. I will say this chart is freaking amazing. 21.96. It's breaking that. It's 23.54 in pre-market. So 21.96 could be the support, but I don't know much about that company. Don't know much about the cybersecurity sector. I'm not going to be playing that. MongoDB also had earnings down 5.7%. Lovesac, I believe, is tonight. Lovesac earnings, if you're interested in that, or was it this morning possibly? No. Oh, yeah, it was this morning. All right, I haven't even looked at it yet. Okay, so I have no idea what's going on here. A Lovesac, EPS, beats by 15 cents. Okay, all right, you can take a look at that. We got lots of going on. I don't think we need to be playing these, all right? So that's the earnings schedule. The only one I'm really interested in is GameStop as far as how it might impact stocks in the risk category, including Carvana. I did cut back on my Carvana. I still have a position. And then interested in SWBI. Now let's move to the top picks. Man, we've been all over Bitcoin. I got to tell you, I'm not, those of you who follow me know, like I'm like pretty like anti-crypto. I always have been. But once in a blue moon, I don't know, I have a knack for catching these Bitcoin waves with quite precision. I read the sentiment good on Bitcoin. Also, the charts are very easy on Bitcoin. At least breakout levels, it just like adheres to it pretty nicely. Maybe there's also less manipulation in that market. I don't know. That must be a crazy comment. But in any case, I mean, we called this straight. I mean, from 25, 26,000, we've been all over this, calling for 48,000. I mean, okay, you know what? What if it doesn't get to 48,000? I still think that was a great call. 25 to 48, and we're at 44 in a couple weeks. Man, I should have played like near-term call options. I've been in leaps, which is nice, but not getting wealthy off of leaps. But it's nice helping out my IRA. All right. So 44,000. Let's see if we can make sense out of this chart. Where did I come up with 48,000? Now that we're so close, let's evaluate what craziness I was predicting. Let's see. 48,000. Where'd that come from? There we go. See these wicks? It's 3 of them in a row, basically. See, I had trouble here. Well, it is. It looks like a key level. I know 50,000 is like a psychological level, but when you put it on the chart, it's 48,000 is where it kept having support. We're at 3 candles right here of resistance on the weekly chart right there at 48,000. That's why I came up with 48,000. All right. And it's getting close to there. I still have not really shaved Bitcoin. All right. I'm doing BITO and BITO leaps, but I think I got to start looking into that. All right. Because it's come a long, long way. 44,000. I still think it's going to 48,000, but I think it'll be crazy holding this from like the high 20s, to 44,000 and not taking any profits. So I think I should start taking profits on that soon. On the Bitcoin theme, Iron, which was one we've been playing primarily from the miner perspective, had news this morning. Again, I'm not an expert on Bitcoin, but take a look at this. If you are an expert on Bitcoin, I'd love to hear what you think about this monthly update. All right. They give lots of operational numbers on their mining and their forecasts and what they want to do with that. If you're a Bitcoin junkie, take a look at that and let us know what you think about Iron. Okay. CRISPR. All right, man. This is, overall we're up because we got in early after the UK approval. I mean, I'm up. Hopefully you guys are up overall on this. But we're running out of time. We're running out of time to get a ER anticipation on, and I'll probably hold something. I will hold something into Friday's PDUFA date. But I'm going to cut it down pretty significantly because there's always the risk the FDA does not approve it. So I've been expecting an ER anticipation run, not ER, event anticipation run. I guess we've gotten that since Friday morning. But, I was kind of looking for to be at the highs, right? 76 was the post UK approval high. So I was thinking we'd trend towards 76, maybe even towards 79, which is the 200-week moving average, 79, 78. And I think that's still in the cards, but we're running out of time. It's today and tomorrow. And if it fails, it fails. This is a time play for me, not as much a price play. All right. So I'm going to be exiting just like we did with Tesla. Okay. I'm going to be exiting that, maybe even starting today, reducing my position, and then making sure I'm in the smaller allocation I want by end of day tomorrow for the PDUFA date and the decision from the FDA Friday morning. That's CRISPR. Dario Health. Okay. This hit our target like to the penny. In fact, a little bit over. You see that? Went a little bit over that 50-day moving average, was 192. I sold at 190. Not everything. I mean, a small portion at 190. We interviewed the CEO. And my overall takeaway, take a look at the interview. I think I asked some really good questions. My overall takeaway, I think, I didn't hear anything in there that would warrant this thing to not take a breather, right? We move from 68 cents to 190 very quickly, from 120 to 190 to the 50 DMA resistance. You can see the RSI is at the, near the top of the range there, near 70. So I didn't hear anything that would justify this thing to go straight through that 50 DMA like butter, and send us towards the next resistance. So I think what we're going to get at this point is this technical resistance, a pullback. I don't know to what level. There's, you can take a look at all kinds of different possibilities in here in terms of levels. It also depends how quickly it pulls back. And then also I have to say, we're still going to get tax loss selling in this name. If you look at a year chart on this thing, let me go zoom in, range 1 year. Okay, most people are still underwater. So even though we've been up big, you're still going to get tax loss selling here. It's December 6th, and then maybe another opportunity, a better opportunity to increase the position again the third week of December. Okay, and then what would cause another big spike would be Aetna. Aetna is Slade. I do believe him this time. Of course, I have to say I believed them in the past. All right, too. So, but this time I think the statements are a lot more definitive about Aetna launching. So that would be the next major catalyst that would get this to go. I just think I could be wrong. There's been big block buyers here the last couple of weeks, so maybe they're going to just keep on taking it higher. But I think we're going to get a pullback and then wait for the Aetna news, and that's when you get another surge up after the Aetna news comes out early January. And I think that also, depending on if we get good tax law selling, if we get a pullback here, then your entry is more like around Christmas Eve day, which is a nice time to pick up beaten up microcaps. All right, that's the story on Drea. You can take a look at the interview. It's in our archives. Little microcap. We'll get to some big caps here in a second. Look what we have slated to talk about. We're going to be talking about Tesla, Air, Costco, PayPal. Maybe we'll look at Celsius, Enphase. Okay, but first, a little microcap here, SMSI, which I was waiting again for like week of Christmas Eve. And yesterday, though, they had news that came out. I guess it was yesterday morning. I don't know what time it came out. We may have missed it on the show. But we did get news that they signed another tier 1 carrier. Okay, that's big news for this little $60 million company. I don't necessarily think it's inflection point news because I'm still worried about their cash position. I'm worried about the possibility that they may need to raise money at some point. So I don't necessarily think we're out of the woods for SMSI, but certainly that's great for sentiment. Long term, it's good for fundamentals. You're breaking above the 20 DMA. So I did decide to re-enter SMSI here. It's been a long time. I think I probably got out. I forgot when I got out, but man, I've been playing SMSI like a fiddle. At least the calls, the predictions have been given you have been pretty good. So first time I decided to establish a position, small-ish position, okay, on this news over the 20 DMA, and then I'm not going to do anything else until Christmas Eve week, and then I'll decide if I want more there. But I am concerned with the idea that they would have to raise money, SMSI. All right, so I don't think that's necessarily a slam dunk. All right, then we got Tusk, Mammoth Energy Services. I don't know much about this company except someone in our community told me about it. It's been on my watch list. They had this big account receivable from Puerto Rico. Well, check out this news. Okay, here it is. All right, Cobra Acquisition LLC announces monetization of a portion of the PREPA receivable. So they transferred $54 million of this receivable to some company in exchange for $46 million. So you monetize that rather than waiting for Puerto Rico to pay them. They got $46 million upfront. They used $27 million to pay off their debt, or I don't know if they have any other debt, but the revolving line of credit debt, they paid that off. And I guess they have like another $18 million left, which they're going to use to invest back into the business. All right, so that's a big number, 46 million compared to the market cap of 215 million. I'm sure some of that was priced in, but in case it wasn't, look, that's 21% of their market cap. But of course, some of that went to pay off debt. What's their EV? Let me see if I can find out real quickly what their enterprise value is. That would be a better calculation to do on this. TUSK. I'm in Y charts on my other screen, doing some quick fundamental analysis on this here. Oh, it's already here. I must have been looking at it earlier. All right, enterprise value is 281 million. That's a better number to use. So 281 million, and they got 46 million out of 281 million. So 46 divided by 280, 16%. So let's just take a look. Let's see if we can do a re-rating calculation, see if that'll work. So 450, so plus 1 times, times 1 times 450 is 524. Let's triangulate that with the chart. Anything interesting at 524? Wow, 200 DMA is 455. It's trying to break over the 200 DMA. That's interesting. And we get some resistance here on the 550 to 570 level. What did I just calculate? 550? No, 524. All right. So we'll see. I picked a little bit up at 450. All right. Bid now is 453 by 460. But that does look like good news for this whole microcap. Could make a, who knows, 5, 10, 15% move in the cards possible for TUSK today. second. ARM. I haven't been following ARM. All right, let me see what is going on with ARM. This is that recent IPO in the semiconductor space. Let me see if there's any important news here. So I have not been following ARM. Not sure what is been moving this. Could just be momentum chart. I don't know when the lockup period ends. That's important to know with IPOs. What are we seeing here? 64.60. Recent high of 64.92. Let's see. That's really the high. Forget about this noise. The first couple candles don't really count there on the IPO. Lots of inefficiencies there in the first couple of days. So I really think of 64.92 as the all-time high. So pre-market here, we're at 64.60. So I think if you break 64.92, you can start making a bigger move. You can start making a bigger move maybe towards 69. So that's ARM for Vince, who brought that to our attention. Let me just... It's in our top pick list. I'll just move it up higher so I can monitor it. All right. Thank you, Vince, for bringing ARM to my attention. All right, going back to the list. Air. Let me see if CEO of Air got back to me. Let's check my emails here. Okay. Okay, no, I'm still waiting on him. I mean, I've been in touch with him, but in terms of securing a time. So I still look. The reason I reached out to him, I'm a little bit surprised, and either this is an opportunity or there's something going on, right? Because this should be moving tick for tick with onsemi. Okay, well, it had been until last week. So looking at the onsemi chart, I still think Air kind of quote unquote should be or should have moved to 28. It's either a little bit of a market inefficiency, which I don't believe in those lasting very long, or maybe there's a thesis out there, a little bit of a bear thesis that we're not aware of. The stock is up 2% in pre-market here. You see that bid 25.31. Maybe due to the Seeking Alpha article that came out. I think it was either late last night or early. I think it was early this morning. The Seeking Alpha article came out, 4 hours ago. Early this morning, the massive drop created a long-term opportunity for patient investors. A pretty good article. I did read through it quickly, and there's a lot of nonsense at the beginning about financials. A lot of nonsense at the beginning about financials, because what really matters is not these trailing financials, but what's going to happen in the future in regards to EVs and onsemi. So you got to scroll down to really get to the meat of it, where you get comments on Outlook, and you can take a look at that. It's really, I don't want to say it's my thesis. It's not necessarily. He doesn't look at the stock market the way I do, this guy, but he does talk about EV. EV demand is not going to be going down. It's only going to be growing. And if business goes to onsemi, it should go to Air. So basically, that's the outlook there, which I agree overall with that outlook. From a price perspective, I believe that should translate into Air following onsemi and heading towards 28. I do have near-term call options on that because in inefficient markets, and I think that should be corrected quite soon. But there is a possibility I'm missing something. There is a possibility that the market's pessimistic about something. And that's why I want to speak to CEO of Air. So I'll try to arrange that interview for everyone soon. Okay. Tesla, I just want to note this beautiful bounce yesterday, right off the 20 and the 50-day moving averages. Look, Tesla's a little bit expensive here for sure. As I've been, taking in more about the Cybertruck, the technology on Cybertruck, and the halo effect. I believe I'm seeing a halo effect there. Who is it? Gary Black? There's someone I've been following on Twitter. I think his name's Gary Black. I don't know, but I kind of agree. He's been talking about the halo effect a lot with the Cybertruck, which I agree with. But it's going to take a long time for that Cybertruck to really hit the bottom line. The production is, kind of very slow right now. It's going to take time for that to ramp up. So, long term, this is good. Bouncing off the 2050, that was a nice opportunity, but it's it's on watch. We're looking at it. Wow, are we up for? Whoa, maybe missed something. Is there news that came out this morning? Oh, big surge right now. Okay, is this RK related, interest rate related? What's going on? Hold on. Tesla should be very RK up 1.4%. Okay, so 243 over here, making a move. It may be macro related. So big resistance there at about 246. Okay, I don't really have a specific catalyst for today, so I don't think I'm going to be making it a top pick for today, but I like it. There, look at the halo. Tesla stock is soaring. It's China. So let's see if something came out of China this morning. China data are the most likely reasons, it says. What's China data? Weekly insurance data in China tracked by analysts, including Citi's Jeff Chung, gives some idea of the sales. But this data came out last week. So far the insurance data shows that Tesla Tuesday trading. Okay, so maybe it's now 2 weeks in a row of good China insurance numbers or registration numbers, because I saw that last week. And look at that early evidence of the halo effect. Okay, so look, I like Tesla. I have no idea what it's going to do today. I guess it'll move up if RK goes up, but I got this in my long-term account, and we'll see. All right, Elon Musk going to take over the world. Costco, new all-time highs here, 609. Is it new all-time high? Yeah, wow. New all-time high on Costco. And Cup, that's a huge Cup breakout. I don't know how to measure where that's going to go, but Costco's a great company. Good. Yeah, got it. Got it in my IRA. Enjoy it. All right. Simple as that. All right. Well, leave it at that. Enphase has been, look at the daily moving average, the 50 DMA break. I think that's huge. I think I give you a target there of 118 or 115 on Enphase. That's still in place. So looking at that. Roku probably looks very similar. So take a look at Roku. Wow, Roku chart, beautiful. Broke this resistance here at 98.44. So you can see that. Keep going, man. Big pop, huge numbers possible for Roku on the chart. That's crazy. All right, that's it. It's 9:24. Let's see. Move things around a little bit. As far as our top picks. I got to put CRISPR up there with the PDUFA date. I mean, Bitcoin on the momentum, CRISPR. You know what? This was just to watch Tesla. Looking good in pre-market. We'll watch that a little bit closer. Air as well. I mean, come on, Air. Tesla's at some point it's going to move with Tesla also. All right. So PayPal, a disappointment, I got to say. And they got a little bit of a downgrade from someone this morning, but it's holding its own now. Where's Teladoc? I've been waiting for a breakout in Teladoc, and let's see what we need to do to break out on Teladoc. This is really kind of anticipating it. Well, no, it's over the 50 DMA. Okay, but Teladoc, man, is so cheap at this point from an EV to revenue ratio, but I don't know about profitability. Doesn't look so exciting, to be honest with you, but all right. So Teladoc and PayPal, looking at Carvana. Where's Carvana at? 30. Oh, big move in Carvana this one. This is the risk on play. Let's move Carvana up. Carvana, Tesla. I think this is all about that economic data coming in. TLT spike, RK spike, IWM spike. So you're seeing these risk assets do well this morning. Oh, Iron. Did I tell you about Iron? Yeah, I did tell you about Iron. Take a look at that news. Everything's up here in the crypto space. Come on, man. Even Square's up 1%. Put a little bit of a bet on PayPal that's not working. It's one of the few things over the past week or so I predicted that hasn't really worked out the way I wanted. So hoping for that. I may have to cut it if it doesn't work out. So all right, here we go. Bitcoin plays. CRISPR. Let's get our hopefully a big event anticipation run into tomorrow. Tesla's Tesla. Carvana on risk and RK and all that moving up. Air. When's Air going to trigger it? Let me just look at on semi real quick one more time. A lot of charts look like this, by the way. A lot of charts look exactly like that. Just following the market. Did I talk about Kamada? I think I forgot to. Kamada, I believe Chris from our community put this on our watch list some time ago. They have a $180 million revenue deal. It's their first revenue generating deal, first commercial deal. Market cap 278 million. Stock is up 16% this morning. 200 DMA is at 583. It's at 561 now. This thing spiked to $8 this morning when the news came out. I'm not playing it, just letting you know about that because I know some people in our community have Kamada on watch. Wow, oil's really been taking a dive. Oh shoot! You know what? I placed a small bet on oil recently, and I'm up on YPF. With oil keeps going down nonstop. I think maybe I'm going to sell my. I think I'm going to sell my YPF, even though I know this is going up for a different reason for the deregulation expectations in Argentina. But I'm up nicely on it, and oil will not stop going down. All right, so I got my game plan here. 928. What is top picks? Wow, Bitcoin does not stop. All right. All right, let me sell the remainder of my YPF. Need to raise some money somewhere for my next move. And then where's my oil bet? Let me see what's going on with oil. USO 60. Oh, all right. We'll have to see. And then what I got left on PayPal? Okay. Wow. I got too much PayPal. All right. 929. Trio. CRISPR. Let's go CRISPR. All right. I'm going to... Yeah. Just selling a little more Geo here. And maybe Carvana. I'm up nicely. Wow. Still up 13% on Carvana. I already shaved off that. Okay. Geo. All right, sold more Geo up here. All right, what else we got? Carvana, Air's on the move. Nice. What else did I want to do? Just sold the wipe. CRISPR. All right, I'm waiting for more on CRISPR. That FOMO should kick in. Air. Let's see what we need for Air here. 25.75. Beautiful. All right, baby. Let's break out at 25.75. And then what do we got there? 25.75, then 26.70. All right, Air. Moving Air to the top of the list to watch that a little. It's already at the top. There is at the top. Oh, Tusk. Tusk didn't work out. Weird. Was that priced in? Surprised at that. Yes. PayPal's up. PayPal's just moving with the market. It looks like my thesis was wrong. I thought like a secondary play on crypto. Squared. I also got some Square, but mostly PayPal. Square and PayPal. Let me just check the macro. Say ARC, IWM. Nice. Let me see how Square is doing. Square. Oh. Oh, Square's popping too. Oh, okay. Could be Square PayPal's day finally. Tesla. Wow, look at that. Nice. This looks like a little market pump here on that employment data, the ADP employment data. Let's move PayPal up higher. Curious on Tusk. Can't believe Celsius is not moving back up yet. It'll happen soon enough. Chart's not really exciting on Celsius, so I gotta be honest. All right. Costco. Let me see how much Costco I have. What? Did I sell Costco? No, there it is. Okay. Wow. That's some strength in Drio. No surprise to see that. All right, let's take a look. There's no supply in Drio, man. Just looking at level 2. There we go. 199. All right, I guess I'll hold the rest I have. I sold a nice amount. Come on, CRISPR. Teladoc. 1936. All right, let's move Teladoc up higher. Gold, VTS. Hawaiian Holdings. We don't need this anymore. Being bought out. Oops. Oh, come on. Hawaiian. I don't want Air Canada or Spirit Airlines. We're going to be doing that. Okay. PDD has had a nice chart lately, by the way. Pinduoduo. Come on, Air. What's going on with the Air? 9185. Okay, It's 9:37. Um, all right, I'm gonna keep CRISPR right at the top of the list over there because of the PDUFA date Friday. What else? I think it's hard to say about the rest of these because they're really moving with the market. TDOC, PayPal, Tesla, Carvana. Um, so CRISPR up top with their thesis, and then Bitcoin, Teladoc, PayPal, Tesla, Carvana, Air. I want to move Air up higher. Should move Air up here. Although we don't have a catalyst for Air, so it doesn't really meet our story trading criteria. Wow, look at that. Strong bids in Drio. Wow. Okay, so Drio, the 50 DMA is now 189. If Drio closes above 189 today, that would be pretty nicely bullish for the next targets, which I think I gave you yesterday in the chat room. That if Drio holds this 189, is that a yeah, and then you get the weekly moving average at 246. So I think that would be next. So 189 and 246. But I'm not anticipating it. I'm anticipating the opposite actually, based on the thesis I gave you this morning. It'll be a surprise to me if it closes over 189. So we'll see. It's very strong now. Okay. Let's just look at these ERs. Oh, okay. AI, Chewy, GameStop tonight. Oh, you know what? I want to make sure this is at the top of my list to monitor. So I don't forget. I want to make sure my allocation size is correct going into earnings. And I might also want to take an options bet into that. So that's SWBI tomorrow. Are the earnings on that? Okay. So we'll keep SWBI on close watch here. It's 940. Huh. This Tusk really surprising me. I really thought we'd have a 5, 10, 15% move. I picked some up at 450. I'll have to do some social media research, see if I can figure out what people are disappointed about. It may have been previously announced by the company that they were doing that. So perhaps it was totally priced in, something like that. So, okay. Oh, wow. Did Square have news? Anyone know? Square. Interesting. Okay. So let me put this up towards the top of my list as well. Okay. So we're going to put Square up here to monitor closer along with its brother PayPal. I should have gotten the Square options, not the PayPal. I have Square Common. and PayPal options. All right. Okay. Square keeps going. I think they're going to push PayPal up with it as well. Although I'd love to do some research, find out why Square is spiking up. There's definitely a catalyst there. It's a big move. Maybe an analyst upgrade or something. Wow. Beautiful move. Wow. Square was my average price. Just got in recently, 65.87. We're 67.25. All right. CRISPR moving on up. 72.08 is the high of the day there. Looking good. All right. Start locking this in. 245. Wow, things are popping. Is this the market? Let's go look at the macro. ARC 0.7. Don't think so. I gotta move Tesla up a little bit higher to look at. Drea is right at that key level now, 189. All right, Tusk, finally. High of day. Okay. All right. Hopefully we're in business now on Tusk. Move that up. But still, the fact that we didn't go straight up or gap open tells me there's another thesis out there on Tusk. There's a prevalent market view, which is not the apparent market view, right? The superficial view that I just read is not the prevalent view. Otherwise, you would have gapped up, 5-10%. So something's going on with Tusk. I didn't have enough information to do a good prediction on that. So at this point, I'm green on it. Good, a little bit. So I'll be getting out of that today. Look at Bitcoin, just does not stop. Unbelievable. All right. Gonna leave it here in this order. CRISPR, Bitcoin plays. Why is Air up there? Actually, because it's just hope. Because I like Air and it's my baby and I have a big position. But looking at it objectively, why? Because of the Seeking Alpha article, I don't think that's enough. It's on watch. We got to break. Air's got to break 25.75 to get going. All right. So put Air, keep it on watch, but it's really contingent on breaking 25.75. We'll move that down a little bit. All right. So now what we got? We got CRISPR. We got Bitcoin plays. We got Square and PayPal. Something happening with Square and PayPal. Tesla looking good. What's this resistance level on Tesla? Right around 247. So I got like a 247 resistance level, and then after that, 253. I don't really have a read on it for today. This is a long-term holding, as I said earlier. And we're going to leave it right there. All right. Thanks for joining, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Have a great day.